Hi, I'm Maria Theohara Silvello-Sows on social media. Welcome to So Organised Style Podcast. Grab a cuppa and relax with us. Today we start a series to support the Making Zen Online Retreat. Kate, you were able to get her on the retreat this time, and it was an honour to actually speak to her after all these years of following her. Sorry, I'm fangirling everyone. I'll stop.
I think that's wonderful. Isn't that great? It's so cool.
And our guest is the organiser and the founder of the Making Zen Online Retreat, Kate Ward of Zen Stitching. Welcome, Kate. Thank you for inviting me to your home today.
How are you?
I'm good, Kate. I can see you've been working really hard because there are so many great textile artists to choose from at the next Making Zen Online Retreat.
Yes, it's pretty exciting. We've got all of our speakers confirmed, which is fabulous. Mm-hmm. And with the assistance of Amy, we're actually a little bit under control and organised. Makes life so much easier because if there's any curveballs that are going to get thrown, that'll happen. So the more organised you can be, the better you can respond to the wibbly wobblies as they occur.
Yeah, exactly. And you fit it in with all of the other initiatives that you do during the year with particular artists as well. So you've got all of that practice in putting it all together and making sure people love what you do.
Yeah. Every time it happens, the idea is to make it that little bit better so that people have an even better experience. And I think it's getting there.
Do we have any artists who have come back again this time?
Yes, we do. So some artists who are
audience favourites.
Kate Sekulis, the author of Mend. So she's back. Kyla Givehand, who is someone who specialises in books, but also loves stitching. So she was part of the first Making Zen Retreat, and it's wonderful that she's back. We have Ruth Woods, who is an Aussie based in Melbourne. She's the Craft School Oz lady.
Lovely lady.
Yeah, she really is. Emma Freeman, she's back. We've got a few newbies and a couple in between, I guess you could say.
The 3 reasons why people should consider going to the Making Zen Online Retreat is 1, to get them out of a creative rut, 2, develop some me time, and then 3 is to learn new techniques. And then on the Facebook page, we see how people then use all those techniques and come up with amazing things throughout the year.
It's a bundle of goodness in every sense of the word.
It is. So, Kate, when you talk about bundling, you're saying that for a reason, right? Because in the Making Zen Online Retreat, there are additional things that participants can take advantage of.
Yes, exactly. Not only do you have the wonderful workshops that are provided and people can watch them for free or choose to purchase them and have them for lifetime access, but there are wonderful goodies that many of the artists have provided on top of that. Some of them are additional workshops that the artists teach. Some of them are PDF downloads. Maybe there are some ebooks as well. There's just so much additional goodness that isn't readily available anywhere else. So yeah, it's this most amazing bundle.
And part of those downloads might be patterns, they might be templates, they might be things that people can then use to help them with the new techniques that they're learning from each of the textile artists.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a whole lot of additional resources. So it's something that you can either have a splurge and go and do it all at once, or do it bits and pieces whenever you've got a little bit of time, or you could even be a little bit more structured and kind of plan your next 6 months of creating and kind of choose which workshops and which projects you want to do, and then delve into the additional information when you're ready, because it's almost like oversaturation with all of this stuff all at once. And in some senses, it can be very overwhelming. So there's just so much goodness. It's like being a kid in a candy store.
In previous Making Zen Online Retreats, people have had the option to attend and watch the videos free on the day and or purchase lifetime access. Will that still be the case this year?
Yes, it's really important that this is available to everyone if they wish to participate, whether it is the free version, which is, again, like previous retreats, available to watch for 24 hours before it switches over to another day of amazing goodness, Or if you decide that you don't have time to consume it during those 24 hours, or you just like the ability to enjoy it at your leisure, then you do have the option to purchase the VIP ticket, which gives you lifetime access. So you can come back in and watch it at a more sustainable rate. Plus, you also get all the amazing goodies that the artists have provided as well.
If people want to purchase the lifetime access, what price will it be this time around?
Same as last time. So we're sticking at the $59 US. There are lots of price increases going on in the world right now, and I'm trying to keep things at a minimum. So staying at the good old rate of $59.
Personally, when I've been learning this year, I would really love to do it all in one go, but I found that there is a lot of value in being able to give yourself time to reflect on all the new information that comes in, to then pick up more new information. You keep building on those skills.
Yeah. When you give yourself the time and the space to create, and as well as dipping into the Facebook group where you're seeing what everybody else is doing, it really does become this amazing melting pot of ideas, because you've got all these fabulous techniques and abilities to combine them in different ways. So not only can you do that yourself personally whilst you're working through all these things, but you can also see how other people are doing it too. And through giving yourself some space and seeing how other people do it, that might then give you some more ideas on how you might take your own project further, or how you might approach it next time round. Because a lot of these things, you do it once and you have so much fun, you want to do it again and again and again. So there can be many reiterations of that same kind of idea, but in different versions. So much fun.
It is fun. And you get to see a lot of the output on the Facebook group, which is lovely.
Oh, it totally is. The Facebook group is just a delightful place to be, to the extent there's so many lovely people in there that we also have a kindness award. So everyone who participates and comments on other people's what they're creating and sharing what they're inspiring, we also like to encourage that. So we have a kindness award, which just kind of promotes that whole idea of being nice to one another, which I just love.
It's a very safe space to be in.
It is. It's a very safe space.
For this Making Zen Online Retreat, what can you tell us about the textile artists that we're going to get the opportunity to learn from?
We have some new people, which I'm very pleased to, well, new to me, I should say, very pleased to introduce, and who I'm super excited to share with everybody as well. So we have Clarissa Grandi, and she is a geometric artist. And so I really like her work because she combines paper art with stitching. And for people who are familiar with sashiko, which is my love, it's very geometric. So Clarissa takes it one step further and just does these most amazing things. I'm thrilled that she's going to be part of us this time around. We've got Kasia Jacko, and she's an Australian artist who is of Polish descent. So she immigrated to Australia when she was young, and she is sharing her love of traditional Polish folk design and applying that onto fabric. So there's some beautiful designs there that she's sharing with us, and she's just a lovely person as well. And then we have Kat Waters, who is almost an Aussie. She's from New Zealand, so I have to be careful about lumping her in the same group there, but she's from the Southern Hemisphere as well. She specializes in tambour embroidery, which is attaching beads to fabric using a little hook. I'm super excited that she's going to be sharing some of her tips and tricks with us too. So that's just a few, Maria. I could go on, but I think the idea is people should come and have a look and see for themselves all the amazing people that are going to be sharing their skills with us.
And for listeners, they'll be treated to podcasts by Melissa Galbraith, who's doing an upcycling of your clothing with embroidering flower pockets. Deborah Fisher, who's focusing on small felt boxes. Bianca Springer. Now, I've followed Bianca for a very long time in the sewing arena, and her textiles event is about Good Hair Day. So people will have to have a look at that. It's really intriguing, and she's just put out a book. I'm thrilled that, Kate, you were able to get her on the retreat this time, and it was an honor to actually speak to her after all these years of following her. Sorry, I'm fangirling everyone. I'll stop.
I think that's wonderful. Isn't that great? It's so cool.
Yeah, so thank you for that opportunity. And then we've got Arounna Khounnoraj, who's doing dye, stitch and sew. People will hear those podcasts every week in the lead up to the Making Zen Online Retreat. So I'm really excited and I hope people enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to it as well, because you always manage to get some really interesting, almost secrets from them, for want of a better way.
The lovely thing is that they're not only providing us with their skills at the Making Zen Online Retreat, but they also in the podcast provide us with an interesting insight into what got them to where they are now. Everyone's got a journey. Things might happen to you and all of a sudden you are at a point where you think, oh, what's going on? And I know that that's a lot of what feeds people to come to you for Zen Stitching, Kate, because you've got all the mindfulness. And I think these podcasts reflect that from the textile artist perspective.
Oh, well, I'm really looking forward to hearing your conversations with them. And yes, I do think that there's something special about the ability to sit down and do some stitching or do some creation, because it does allow, going back to the idea of space, it allows space for us to process our thoughts. The act of creating can bring so much joy as well, which is such a wonderful combination.
Some of the previous podcasts that you've done for So Organized Style has focused on being mindful about what we use in the environment. And I know that that's constantly reflected in the textile artists at the Making Zen Online Retreat.
Well, I just invite artists who I admire. I guess that's my personal preference coming through, but I think it's great. And I think it's really wonderful to share other artists who are also interested in mindfulness and also environmental issues as well. The more people who know about these things and can share the message, the better.
Plus, you're also supporting the community as well this time, aren't you?
Yes, and one of the other benefits of Making Zen Online Retreat is it keeps on giving. So we have the ability not only to provide free access for people who wish to participate and may not be able to afford the lifetime access. I'm also contributing back to community and supporting Care Australia.
So Care is a leading international aid organisation that works around the globe to save lives and defeat poverty.
Care is international, so there's Care Canada and there's Care offices around the world. And one of the reasons why I selected them to support is because they do support women in education and managing crisis response and just kind of giving them a little bit more support and independence.
Is there one thing that you'd like to leave our listeners with before we wrap up this podcast of recording for the Making Zen Online Retreat?
Sometimes Making Zen is great if you're in a creative rut and you need something new or some new inspiration, so to speak. If that's one of the reasons why you're joining in this time round, I would recommend trying not only the things that capture your interest, but maybe something that doesn't capture your interest. Look at the areas where you perhaps feel a little bit of resistance. Give one of those classes a go, because you just never know what you might learn and discover. So, for example, you might discover a new technique and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've never done this and it's so amazing, and do a deep dive into that project. Or you might go, yeah, no, that's not for me. And you can tick that box. But I think sometimes it's nice, rather than to discounting these things up front, to give it a go. It gives you more room to grow, and you're learning new skills, new techniques. You're learning more about your personality too, in some senses. Yeah, so I guess that's probably my parting comment, is give it a go and see, because you just never know where that creative journey will take you.
That's really lovely advice, because people are interested in their craft, in making what excites them, and having the opportunity to go to Making Zen and seeing a variety of artists is a great opportunity to, as you say, figure out if it's for you or not, and you are going to grow no matter what happens.
That's what learning's all about, isn't it? It's about expansion and it's about growth. And I think if you even just take one thing away, it's good. But I can guarantee there's 20 artists, so there's lots of things and lessons to learn within all of that.
If people want to enroll in the Making Zen Online Retreat, where will they go?
So the best spot to find out more about this is to go to makingzen.com, and you can sign up there for your free ticket. Then you'll get information about all the different artists who are going to be teaching and participating, and you'll have the opportunity to learn all about it at makingzen.com.
Thank you again for bringing all of these artists together for the next Making Zen Online Retreat, which is on the 25th to the 29th of September this year.
It certainly is, yes. Nice and early. We're going to have a September Making Zen Online Retreat.
So that'll be 2 this year. So we're really lucky that you're organising this for us. So personally, I want to say thank you that you have put the Making Zen Online Retreat together, bringing all these amazing artists together and giving us the opportunity to learn from them all and to be able to grow our own skills and our own inspiration. So thank you, Kate.
It's an absolute pleasure. Well, I love sharing all of these wonderful people and making the connections. So for me, it's about bringing joy. If you think of the Marie Kondo sparking joy, that's the kind of thing I'm looking to do. So if this brings you joy, then that's bringing me joy. And I'm thrilled to be able to share this with so many people.
Thank you so much, Kate. It's been great to catch up with you. I love talking to you.
Likewise, Maria. It's always a pleasure.
This podcast series is produced and edited by me, Maria Theoharis, in partnership with Kate of Zen Stitching, sound by bensound.com. Make sure you subscribe to Soul Organized Style podcasts on all good podcast apps. If you want to hear from previous Making Zen Online Retreat guest textile artists, they're also available in our archive. And if you can, consider supporting the production of this podcast on Patreon. So the Making Zen Online Retreat is in September from the 25th to the 29th. We look forward to joining you at the Making Zen Online Retreat. Stay safe, everyone.